Welcome back to the Fly with Her podcast. I'm your host, Atana.
And I'm Maya. Thank you for joining us for another episode.
Today's guest is a commercial pilot, joining us all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa.
She started her career in aviation as cabin crew, and she is currently working towards her ATPL, pursuing her dream of becoming an airline captain.
Dipuo, welcome. We're so excited to have you with us today.
Hi. Thank you so much for inviting me to the podcast. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to a warm, relaxed chat.
Thank you. Could you share how your journey into aviation has led you to this point in your career?
Okay. Basically, how it started, I remember when I was a little girl, very young, my mom and dad used to take us to the airport when I was young to go watch aircrafts land and take off. I think I was like 5 or 6. So little did they know that the seed was being planted up until I grew up and I started chasing it fully. So here I am today as a commercial pilot.
Dipuo, do you remember the first time you told someone, or maybe your parents, I want to be a pilot? How did they react, or how did the person you told react? And how did that reaction shape your belief in the dream that you had?
Okay. The first time I told someone that I want to be a pilot is literally when I told my dad that, Dad, I think I want to pursue becoming a pilot. His smile, his excitement for me was just uncontainable, and literally, his support literally ignited the dream for me to go forward. So sometimes all we need is somebody's belief in you to pursue your dream and literally reach for the stars. So he was very excited, and that support and that excitement for me made me really push harder and go for what I want.
Amazing. And what steps did you take when you was younger, when you decided that you wanted to become a pilot? What steps did you take to pursue that goal?
Okay, the steps that I took, because I was already cabin crew, I asked the pilots within the industry that how does one become a pilot? And so they gave me information that you need to go to a flight school. And I didn't even know there's something called a flight school to become a pilot. It was such a new thing to me. So they gave me the information. Then I started researching schools around Johannesburg, because that's where I reside, only to find that there's like quite a lot of mini airports in South Africa that I've never even heard of. And then I started doing my research, and I started going to those schools individually to go see which one would fit me and my lifestyle in terms of, because I was working full time. So I needed something that can accommodate me working and also trying to pursue my my piloting studies. So then that's how I went about it. And yeah, I researched, sourced the money just to register at the school. I didn't even have money to finish the whole thing. It was just enough money that I needed just to register and get stationery and start my journey. And so that's how I did it. And eventually, step by step, it led me to here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been like a long journey, a 10-year journey.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah. Thank you.
How did working as cabin crew shape your understanding of airline operations and safety?
As cabin crew, obviously I learned how to read the situations pretty fast and learn to be very calm in very stressful situations, so that now as we transition into becoming a pilot, when we get trained to how to handle an emergency situation, that skill of remaining calm in a stressful situations came to serve me so well when I was training to become a pilot, because you need to be able to read situations, to react as it comes, and the most important thing, like I said, is to remain calm in a very stressful situation. And I also, obviously, being a cabin crew while pursuing this, deepen the foundation of discipline, teamwork, learning communication from all spheres of aviation, like learning to appreciate what it takes for the whole aircraft, not just from takeoff to landing, what it takes for a successful flight to become safe and everything. So discipline, my focus, determination, consistency, all of that came into serving me well when I became a pilot.
What was the experience like working as cabin crew whilst also training to become a pilot? How was that for you? That must have been quite tough, I assume.
Sure, it was one of the most difficult things ever to do because we work extreme odd hours. And as I was saying earlier, today I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning to go prepare for my flight. So sometimes I'd wake up at 1 o'clock, go do my flight, come back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, take a nap. After that, wake up, study, prepare for an exam, or take 2 hours nap, then go do night flying. So that's why when I was looking for a school, it was very, very important that the school could accommodate me and my needs of working. Because sometimes then you start early, sometimes you knock off late. So sometimes what I would do, wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, quickly go to school, do a little bit of school work, and then come back, take a nap and work and go to work. And then somewhere, somehow I need to fit in gym because that's like my savior and just keeps me going. So yeah, it was a very difficult thing to do, but I wholeheartedly believe that if you want something, you'll find the time for it. I always say that time is like money. You will find it for the things that you want to do.
How were you able to fit in the time to go to the gym as well? Because I know that it must have been very, very stressful, working and also studying for flight school as well. So how were you able to do all three?
Okay, so because we work, we get a monthly roster. So I would plan out literally my times are planned out within the whole month. So then I look, am I doing exams this month or am I doing a little bit of flying? Because I couldn't do all three at the same time. So I have to choose. So obviously, if I'm doing exams for that month, then there's no flying involved. So then I'd get my roster, then look at my shift. If I start in the afternoon, because the nice thing about the airline that I work for, it's a very flexible airline. So sometimes I start at 3. Then I've got the whole morning and mid afternoon to do me, basically just invest back into myself. So I'd wake up at 5 o'clock, go to the gyms an hour, come back, eat, shower, take a nap, wake up, study for the exam, and then take another nap, and then go to work, come back at night, and then it will be the same thing. So it would depend what I've scheduled for that month. If this month it's only exams, then it's exams. Then next month we ship it off, and then we do a little bit of flying, and then flying. So that's how I would kind of plan it. So my whole month would be planned. So thank God I work with a roster from work that all your flights, you'll get them way in advance. So you can plan accordingly and shift as we go along.
So obviously, as we know, when you're a pilot, it looks very glamorous and everything just looks so amazing, like it just all came to you very quickly. Um, but obviously, there's a lot of sacrifice to it. So, what sacrifice you made that people would never guess just by looking at your achievements?
Oh my God. Having to sell some furniture to cover flying expenses of my house. And then literally, I have not upgraded a car in 20 years. I've been driving the same old thing, just fixing what's broken. So sometimes I've had to choose between food and paying for this course. Am I eating this month or am I not eating? And luckily, I had a very supportive family that they knew that this is expensive and they'd help me where they could. But like I said, the most was selling some of my furniture to cover the expenses and not upgrading my car. And even some of the hairstyles that I did wasn't really most expensive things that I could do. It was just like I had to prioritize what is it that I wanted first more than anything. So people see the glam, you see us in the airport, the makeup, the lashes, everything, but the sacrifice that went to the lack of sleep sometimes, just pursuing the stress, the nerves, and yeah, literally my social life suffered. I lost friends along the way because I just couldn't split myself in two. So I had to sacrifice quite a lot of things. But I think sacrificing some of my furniture and not upgrading and yeah, and having to choose if I'm eating or not eating, that was an interesting sacrifice, but it had to be made because I knew that it's just temporarily that I'll suffer. The long goal, I'll live like a queen for the rest of my life.
Yeah, yeah, that is dedication, honestly.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of sacrifices. Do you feel like it's been worth it thus far, with all the sacrifices that you've made?
Yes, they've been all worth it, and I would advise anyone to do it.
That's pretty cool. I mean, if you have a genuine passion for something, if that's something you really want to do, then I guess you're gonna be able to put up with the sacrifices because you know what your end goal is and where you want to be. So I think that's a great reminder that if you're passionate, then you're willing to make the sacrifice.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice along the journey. I mean, you can't have it both ways. It's either you want to sacrifice and get where you need to be, or you want to live comfortably now so that your dream surface. But you can't have it both ways.
Exactly. I think I must have heard a quote some time ago that was like, what was it? I think it was like suffer now and like enjoy later, or enjoy now and suffer later. So I think that feeds into it, suffering for the time being, but in the end, in the long term, you'll be much better. You won't be suffering anymore.
It is. It's literally like how the gym, it's literally like delayed gratification, like how you work so hard in the gym and you don't see your result immediately. And then only after
Yeah.
like 6 months, you're like, oh, I see a bit of definition. But that took like 6 months to a year just to develop one little area. So it's like literally delayed gratification.
Yes, very much. That's it. You hit the nail on the head there. Very much. Was there ever a moment that you considered walking away or pausing your aviation journey? And if so, what gave you the strength to continue even when everything around you felt so heavy?
Ooh, the challenges that I had, literally, I think the most challenging that I've had was last year when I lost both my mom and dad a month apart of each other. So at some point, I questioned myself, do I even have the strength to carry on with this thing? Because it was so overwhelming. And like, just as you were dealing with the loss of one parent, literally as you're picking yourself up, the next one goes. So it's like a lot of emotions, a lot of stress that you lose your mind. You don't think how you're gonna do this, but literally their love gave me the strength to pull through. Their faith in me made me pull through to say, listen, all the sacrifices that you've made, they would have gone to waste. So continuing this journey was literally in a way to honor them, to say I finally did it, and if only you were here to witness it. But yeah, so last year was one tough year, but yeah, that's how I saw it. That's what pulled me through in terms of doing it. So yeah, I must say that was the toughest year, but like I pulled through, like I say, like their love and strength, like strengthened me to carry on and to pursue the dream is literally to honor them, to say I did it, guys. Yeah.
And we're sorry.
Oh, thank you.
And that must have been tough to go through. So they definitely will be very proud of where you are now and even where you're yet to go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it was like a tough time, but so glad I pulled through, and yeah, so we made it here now.
Yes, yes. Thank God.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So obviously to become a pilot, you have to be physically fit because you do your class one prior to even starting flight school. How does fitness feed into your discipline as a pilot? Do you see a link between physical training and the mental stamina required in aviation?
Yeah, like literally fitness, how like fitness teaches you discipline, focus, and consistency. So all the skills that you need in the aviation industry. All right. So for me, physical activity literally strengthens me, like right, physically, because I wholeheartedly believe that a healthy body equals a strong mind. So training physically gives me energy, and it also keeps me relaxed or calm in a very, very stressful situations, because aviation can be a stressful situation. So let's just say now something is going wrong, inverted commas, you can never alert your passengers in the cabin while you're still trying to sort out the problem that there's something wrong. You need to be so calm and relaxed that they can never pick up, so that you can gain control of that cabin. Because once you lose control of that cabin, your passengers don't have trust in you, and that can cause chaos in the cabin whole hectically. So that has obviously translated into the piloting, that when you are stressed, I remember when I was learning emergencies stuff, that's a very stressful situation, because they're telling you that you are learning, now you are flying with one engine, and you need to recover and land as safely as you possibly can. So that, because I gym and stuff like that, that has helped me to keep me very calm in stressful situations, and the discipline and the focus that you need to have while dealing with the task at hand.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I honestly, I love going to gym as well. I love working out, really trying your best in the gym. I love doing it as well. Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
such a
And
stress
of course, it goes
reliever.
much further than the benefit it brings and, the desired look that you want. It goes much further into the qualities that you get from consistently going to the gym also, as you mentioned, and how that can be translated into aviation in the cockpit. So I think it's great, honestly.
It is. The discipline that comes with gym is also discipline that goes well because you know that timekeeping, you need to come to work on time. By the time, I mean, if aircraft takes off at 8 o'clock in the morning, what time did you get to work at 5 o'clock just to prepare for that aircraft to take off on time at 8 o'clock? So you need discipline, obviously, focus and determination and consistency. So they do
Yes,
work
very
hand in
much.
hand in my life.
What advice would you give to an aspiring pilot who may be struggling financially or emotionally, but still trying to pursue their dream of flying and becoming a pilot? What advice would you give to them?
The advice I would give to them is to keep going. All right. No matter how slow the journey might be. Like, as I said in the beginning, it took me 10 years. Like, no matter how slow it goes, just keep going. Right? Like, just remember that failing, I mean, struggling doesn't mean that you're failing. It simply means that you're fighting. And every little effort that you take literally leads you to your goal. So don't be so hard. And as long as you keep your head and you know what you want, then at the end of the day, this is what I want. You will achieve it. You will definitely get there. So never give up, no matter what you hear from the naysayers. As long as you see it, you feel it in your heart, you keep going. Because as I said, it took me 10 years. If it took me 10 years, like, I'm sure it can take someone less. So the key is literally just to keep going. Don't listen to the naysayers and keep at it. It will surely come to pass.
So, as a woman aspiring to become an airline captain, what message do you have to send to young girls watching your journey? Like young girls that want to be pilots like us, aspiring pilots like us, or young girls that are like 10 and are looking to see for role models in their lives. So what advice would you give to them?
The minute I'd like to give is to tell them that they belong in all their spaces. We belong everywhere, in aviation, in leadership, everywhere where your heart is, you belong. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So, with perseverance, consistency, hard work, focus, you will get there. But I just wanted to tell them that they belong, in whatever spaces that they want to go in, they belong and they should just go for what they want.
Yeah, I think that's a great final advice for aspiring pilots. You belong,
Yes.
go for it, never give up. And your journey has been absolutely incredible. So it's been amazing hearing your story today, Dipuo. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. It was so when I got the invite, I was like, oh wow, nervous but excited. So, and I must say thank you, ladies, for starting this podcast because there isn't podcast for ladies in aviation strictly. So it's beautiful, and I'm looking forward to learning from other aviators as well.
Honestly, it's been really an inspiration on the
Yeah.
podcast today,
No,
hearing
thank you
your
so much.
story, hearing your challenges that you've been through, and how you got back up on your 2 feet and just carry on going. We love it.
Literally, literally.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Just in closing before we go, um, I must say that reading is one of the tools that also helped me to get through because books play such a huge role in my life to get you through. So fitness and books is like it's one of the things that I preach wholeheartedly because like when I lost my parents, because I've read so many books, they came to serve me so well around the time that I needed them because I've read so many books that everything that I've read came to serve me so well. And I think that's why maybe I could handle the grief a little bit better than what I would have expected. So reading and exercising, it's literally the way to go.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So that is
Thank
it for
you.
today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Fly With Her podcast.
Don't forget to tune in, take off, and fly with her.
See you in the next episode.